pretty special day here at Duty Noble Field today. Kind of describe, I guess, what you're feeling right now.
I'm glad we won it there instead of losing in the ninth. So, as you're playing that ninth inning out, and you're just like, oh God, these poor kids they're coming in competing every day, and it's nice to have a ending like that for those guys to be able to, get a reward for playing hard. They're just playing hard right now, competing. Not easy. We don't play the game probably as clean as we should, but they're competing, and in front of that crowd and everything else, I think it's a fun day at the park.
Offensively, yesterday was kind of uncharacteristic from what y'all been. Y'all kind of returned to form today with some timely hits, some really good at bats. I mean, what did you think of the offensive approach today and how they came through there in the end too?
Yeah, I thought they were low. I thought Kellum said early was huge. We needed some momentum. I mean, we weren't doing much at all. And Kellum gets that hit, gets us back in the ball game, lets us lengthen the game out a little bit. And then, we need the Ledbetters and the Hines and the Dakotas to get some big hits. I mean, they're some of the better players in the country. And night before probably weren't great. Hunter was, but being able to get all those guys going, that's a huge piece for us.
Dakota came up last night. Dakota was up with a chance to tie the game late last night. Didn't come through. Said he wanted to be in those moments. He's right back in there today. What can you say about his performance?
That was good. I mean, just competing. Me and Goat are sitting there debating, or do we take here? I think that was 6 balls in a row or something. And but Dakota's been really good. We felt like we were going to get a pitch to hit. If he threw something in there. So special moment for him. I'm sure that's one he'll remember for the rest of his life. But it was a good at bat for him.
You get David Mershon in the lineup today, not just in the lineup in the leadoff spot. I guess what went into that decision, and how good was it to see to rip a 2-out double and to get a good bunt down in the ninth inning?
Well, about an hour before the game, Amani had a really bad migraine, so that's why he went into play, and probably good. I mean, he played really well today, so he's a really good player, and he's going to get a lot more opportunities. But that's kind of the piece there, and I thought the double was huge. I mean, a lot that's happened here has been with 2 outs in the series, and his double was a little spark for us.
Had a big double play too to get you out of the 8th inning there. I mean, what's your confidence level in him if he's able to play that shortstop position?
Yeah, he can play it. I mean, he can play it. That's what he came here to do. So, like I said, we have to evaluate everything and see it. Lane's had some tough days here, but Lane's really good too. I got to get them all moving. I got to get them all working. I just got to get Lane playing where Lane needs to play. We've all seen it before.
Coleman had a big home run there. Dakota comes through with the walk-off. I mean, those are 2 guys that haven't played in atmospheres like that before. Now they come in here and come through with big hits. And what does that say about how they handle all the moments here?
That's good, because I was a little concerned last night. Like, it felt like a big night last night when we weren't great offensively, and you're trying to figure out why. And sometimes just their guy pitches really good, but they played really well today, and you could see them loosen up as the game went on. I think that was, probably the first couple innings. I felt like we played a little tight, just trying to get our feet wet, and I thought they played really loose and competitive the last probably 4 or 5 innings.
You mentioned it's good to have an inning like that we've seen, but what about an inning like that where a record crowd stayed around for the full 9 innings?
That's really big for everybody. So it'll be a fun night. I think they'll have a good concert. It'll probably be too fun in Starkville tonight. But it was a big night. I mean, just for everybody. I think it's if you're going to have a day like this and all the, like a day like this is so many people on our campus that put work into it, and to be able to enjoy all this is probably a lot of fun for everybody now.
And you always mention, getting the dude effect and getting, in the 9th inning, giving the crowd a chance to make a difference, and seemed like they did there. I mean, how big was that just to get the atmosphere going and allow you a chance to have the big inning?
We've been preaching it to our kids, like, give us a chance late. Like, we've had a couple times we've let that game. I thought Nate Doan, and I know Nate's disappointed in his 9th inning, but he gets out of it. At the end, we've been letting that 9th inning go to 4 or 5 runs and not give us a chance to do what we did tonight. And I think Nate just stayed out there and competed, made a great 3-2 pitch, and then gave us a chance to let the dude effect happen. And especially the ball chance, and I mean, it's just hard to pitch when you have all that going on.
Do you think you're starting to see the Aaron Nixon that we all thought we were going to get, these last couple outings?
Oh yeah, he's back. I mean, he was really good Tuesday night in Birmingham. He was good today. He'll be good tomorrow. We'll run him out there tomorrow. We'll have to use him tomorrow.
You touched on Lane a little bit. It's been kind of an adventure as of late at shortstop. What are you seeing with him right now? Because as you mentioned last year, just 4 errors all year, but this year it's been maybe it's the yips, whatever. What are you kind of seeing from him?
I wouldn't say the yips. I was just this game can get in your head a little bit. It makes you play a little tentative, and I think that's what you're seeing right now. He just gets a little tentative. I've coached him for 3 years. He made every play in the postseason his freshman year. He made 4 errors last year. And you watch a kid, like, he's working harder now than he ever has. And it's just the game. Sometimes this game can be cruel, and he doesn't feel sorry for you. So he's got to fight back and get his mojo back a little bit is all it is.
A 12-hit game for them again, but, I mean, 2 days in a row, they just haven't been walking guys.
Right.
What are you seeing differently from your pitchers this weekend?
And they've attacked it. I mean, we've talked about it a lot. We talked about it in the meeting early today. I mean, that's a good offense now. Those probably first so many hitters. That's about as good as you'll find in the country. And they know they got to be ahead and work ahead. And I tip even all our guys. I thought Graham Eichtema he was much better today. I know he gave up a couple hits there, but his stuff was back and he was attacking the zone. And I thought the whole crew just competed.
What's the message to a guy like Durangelo? I mean, flushing the emotions of today and him getting back out there tomorrow.
I told Durangelo that most of these people wouldn't be here tomorrow. It'd probably be empty, and he would just have a nice, relaxed atmosphere to pitch in. So he's got to pound the zone, pound the strike zone, go after him. He's a baseball player. He thrives on some of this stuff. So it'll be exciting to watch him throw tomorrow.
So you bring Nixon back tomorrow. Do you think you can bring Doan back as well?
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but I think there's a possibility. I mean, we're all hands on deck. I told them all after the game, you need to take care of yourself after the game and get ready to go. And we need those guys. We need every arm that we can tomorrow.
Speaking of load, the last couple ball games he's thrown pretty much exclusively right-handed. Struggled sometimes with left-handers last week. I mean, how much of a factor do you think that is? Him just kind of adjusting to throwing.
I think there's a big learning curve going on with Lowe and with us, and trying to figure out what's best for him and his training. It's amazing. Not that he can throw with both hands, but train every day and keep both sides sharp and keep myself going. And he's been fighting that a little bit. But he's had a really good week this week. I think I think he'll figure it out a little bit as time goes on. But you're talking about a kid who probably hadn't pitched a ton of big games in his life, and you're Friday night in the SEC and you're competing. And last week was tough on him. I know the Vanderbilt start was tough on him, but he's had a couple of good SEC starts too, and he's real competitive. He works. There's no excuses about him. He's a tough kid, man, and so I think he'll figure it out as time goes on. It's just been, trying to figure it all out. It's been a little tough.
Does he continue to train with the left arm too?
Yeah, he does.
That hadn't changed.
Does everything. You've seen in some starts he's throwing. I think in Vandy he went right-handed against Bradfield and left-handed against Shred, and just he's just trying to figure it out right now. I think is a lot of it.
Talk more about the character of this team. Just get off the mat. After a disappointing loss last night, just to keep on coming back for you.
Yeah, they do. They're playing with a lot on them, because and it's our fault. We had a bad start in the SEC play, so you're coming every day. Every day feels like must win. And last night was disappointing. That last night was really disappointing for all of us. I think it was a really tough night for all of us as we left here and came in today. We probably brought a little bit into it today, but they're fighting. They are competing and they are working, and it was a really good effort there late tonight.